Okay, everybody. Right. So we're very excited, very honored tonight to have invited one of the most power couples that I've known in the last 8, 9 years with this company, Worldventures. They are really fantastic. Mary and Terry Camp, guys, right? They've been in the company since almost the beginning, and Terry is a very avid. Pastor is preaching to people all over the country, and Mary is a very dedicated woman entrepreneur, right, empowering women all over the world with during her trainings. So we're very honored to have both of you here tonight. Terry and Mary, how are you going? How are you doing?
Awesome.
Doing fantastic. Thanks for having us on, Dennis.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Okay, so a lot of people are on social media watching this, so they're all very excited to hear, why you guys joined Worldventures, how your life has changed, and why training events in our company are so powerful and so effective, and why is it so important for everyone to make it a point to get to our upcoming bootcamp series. Because this series of calls is called the Blitz to Bootcamp. So let's hear it from the both of you. All right. Thank you very much. Carry on, please.
Right on. Again, thanks, Dennis. We really appreciate our relationship with you. For those of you watching, it goes back, I guess, 4 or 5 years now when we met in Monte Carlo and just developed a relationship there, and just really love this guy and all he brings, his passion and just the commitment, the integrity. And so thanks so much for having us on here, big guy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We've been at Worldventures for 9.5 years. Right. Technically, I've been in for 9.5 years. Mary wasn't quite ready to get in when I got in, and because we had tried another thing. Right. All right, we had tried, and I'm just going to keep it really real because it matters in what we're talking about today. My parents got into Amway when I was 10 years old. And so I started to go to training events when I was 12. They started bringing us to some of these bigger events, and I didn't really get what was going on, but I knew something big was happening. That's what I knew. I saw some people having success, a few people having success, and I just knew there was this lifestyle out there. Now, I swore I would never do that for 20 years until I actually did it when I was 30. And I had just met Mary at that time, and and I was going to do this Amway thing. I kind of dragged her into it with me. She didn't really want to do it, but she did it with me, and she got the cruddy end of that stick on that one because of all the stuff we had to do. Now, the thing was, we went to trainings along the way. We had no success. I mean, no success, nothing. But we were growing our minds. Ultimately, about 6 years into that, it was just, it was really bad. We didn't get anything, and so we both on the same day decided to quit. And when this came along, when I got the phone call about this, I was ready. I had kind of gone through all of the never going to do this again, and I was ready to do it. Mary wasn't. She was still what I call self-limiting beliefs. Her belief was that she didn't want to do this, so it limited her willingness to pursue
truly,
it.
I think it's mostly when Terry presented this to me, I'm looking at going, why are we doing this again? We didn't have success before. What's the point? Like, why would we even do this? I was just happy, when we saw Worldventures, I was a full-time mom. That's my dream. So I lived the dream life I've had. So why do one more thing to the nothing I'm not doing right now? But more importantly, because the past have gotten me to the point where I'm thinking, why try something again when we didn't have success before? So that's truly why I said no to Worldventures. But I said, Terry, you want to do it yourself. Yep. I'll support you, but don't expect to do anything. Basically, that's where we started, Worldventures.
So it's been 9.5 years. I saw a way that we could take some great vacations and did that. About 1.5 years in, I walked away from my job. And that was a whole other story. Don't have time for that tonight. But along the way, we started growing. We weren't the fastest. We've never been the fastest, okay? But I want to tell you guys, it's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish, all right? And so we were consistent. We consistently grew and consistently grew, built into our leaders, grew the leaders, get to the trainings, because here's what we needed to know. I came into this with a certain set of skills, a certain mindset that allowed me to get to marketing director. But I needed to grow to get to RMD and above. And I needed the trainings for my mindset to catch up to my skill set, because you're never going to outwork your mindset. And this is what the trainings are all about. All that we do here, get to an event. Why? So that we can speak into your subconscious mind, all those tapes you have playing in your head. We can start to speak to those. And it's like we till up the soil. Like we want to get to you go to pull weeds, you want to get to the root. If you till up the soil, soften the soil, it's easier to pull up the root. Our training system is us softening the soil so that you can get to the roots, those things that hold you back, and then you can move forward. Once you recognize what those are, then you can overcome them. And that's what Mary did over time, started to see a bigger picture, and then was like, wait, I can do this too. So why don't you tell them about how that happened?
Well, I just got off the phone with some of the ladies on the Zoom, and they were just talking about the book they're reading about fears and things. And I was on there, and I just thought about all the times that I look at something and said, I can never do that. And so, because I always look at other people are better than me, but because I've been coming to so many different trainings that it literally changed who I am and make me feel like, okay, I'm worthy, that I could have success. And so I never saw that in the other business that we were in. I just kind of go, okay, this is good for Terry. I just go along and do all that stuff. But here, the training here is just something miraculous in my life, because it made me believe for myself, not for him, not for anybody else, but for me. And so that's why just the empowerment for the ladies and just that training, I've never seen anywhere else. And people pay thousands of dollars to go and learn these things. And we have it right here and pay nothing for it. But the stuff that I've got out of this, if you've met me 9.5 years, 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't want to sponsor me, because I was a very different person and I just was not easy to work with. And Wayne Nugent always said, you're going to be a pleasure to work with, right? I was not one of those people. And so thank God for training, because I'm telling you, it changed our lives. It changed our relationship with each other and our friends. And I'm a better mom. I'm a better sister. I'm a better daughter and a better wife, a friend to anybody. So the training, that's what the training system does for me personally. Yeah. I can't pursue for somebody else, but that did for me. And it's priceless.
And here, Mary said something that I think happens to be the most important thing. I've been around this industry for 46 years. The Amway training system, I mean, it trains some ninjas, but ours is better. Mm-hmm. And it's better because of how you have to become, even to become a trainer, what you have to do to become a trainer. It's a better system. But here's what happens. There is something inside of us, and she said it. As you come to trainings, your mind gets expanded. Your vision of what you're in grows. Your vision of what it can be for you grows. And then this one thing has to change. If you want to have success here, greater than you have it right now, this one thing has to change. Your belief that you belong, not everybody else, that you belong at the higher ranks. You must believe that you belong there. And it's not until we deal with all these self-limiting beliefs that almost every one of us has that you start to deal with those things one at a time. It's like removing a veil. And now you can see more clearly why you deserve to be at the higher ranks. And if you'll just submit yourself to the process, the training system that we have here, I'm just telling you, man, it starts to change you from the inside out. I remember there was one event, I don't remember which one it was. It was probably a boot camp. And I was, I don't know, midway back. I don't remember what rank, maybe, I don't know, director, maybe marketing director. I don't remember, probably marketing director. And I'm sitting midway back at this huge, area, and whatever's happening on stage was happening. And I remember I'm sitting in my seat, and all of a sudden I just yelled out, "Ah!" And I, as loud as I could, because I was so moved. And what happened in me at that moment? Belief. The belief changed that I could actually be up there, and it's because I went to events. Now, it didn't happen that day. Well, it happened in my mind. Mm-hmm. We had to go do more work to get there. But the belief changed, and in the belief changing, it changed everything. And that is why you need to get to boot camp all over the world, because the training system will change who you are, and more importantly, how you see yourself. To that comment, I mean, Mary is even, I mean, when we jumped in, you know, she didn't like the microphone. That was not her friend. Today, you know, she stands up in front of thousands of women on a Friday night training with confidence, with comfort, because she grew into understanding that that's who she could be and gave herself permission to be that person. So it's just been a great process, Dennis, not just for our life, for our marriage life, the thousands of people we have on our team. We've become better leaders. We can help them more effectively. We speak life into people a whole lot more, with more impact because of the training system. And when you go to trainings, you don't go to a training as a level 3 and come out as a 5. That is not how it works. You go to a training as a 3, you come out as a 3.001. And now you go to another training and you go apply what you learned, and you grow and you fail and you succeed. And then you come back and you get some more learning and you go apply it again. And that is where the growth happens. So it's been awesome. You need to get to boot camp in KL, in the US, wherever it is you're going to go to boot camps, get there. Give yourself permission to be a better version of you. It will happen at our training events, you guys.
Wow, Terry, thank you so much, Terry and Mary. Look, a lot of us have this burning question with our teams is, you know, all the new people who join us, they always have the same question, you know, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, you know, to go to the training. Oh, can I just attend a local training? You know, how do we overcome this mindset block, you know, with all these new people? And especially the old people, it's even worse. They're like, oh, I've attended training before. Yeah. Why should I go again? You know, blah, 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 you know, this kind of thing. Can you guys share a little bit? Do you get this kind of concerns from your people as well?
Amazingly, they're the same here as they are around the world.
Well, one of the things we said to people, you know, we understand that situation, but if they don't have the money, then they need to be there. They have to find money so they can change that situation. Because if they want to change some things, they got to change some things, right? And so they can, for me, it's an investment. I never look at it as an expense. I look at it as an investment for myself, because when I go to training, I know I get 1,000% more out of the training for myself than anybody else. So I'm investing in me, because every time I go to training, I no longer wish to be something or someone. I can become that person. And so if they don't go there and they don't know what they're missing. So, you know, we have people get creative ways to get people there. And the importance of being there is it's overpowering the money. They have to change their thinking. And we have that situation here too. But
here's what I would say. If somebody has situations in their life, their level of thinking got them there. Mm-hmm. That level of thinking will not get them out. And they have to change how they think. They have to change some habits in their life. And the habits, their daily activities, is what's created whatever situation they have. So when they say, I don't have the money, that's not a truth, that's a mindset. And one of the things about a day-long event, you know, we get people to a regional training. They can step out of their life for a few hours and get some training and things like that, feel good and get back to their life. The thing about getting to a bigger event is that we can help people kind of step out of their life more fully for a little while and start to go to work, our self-image. They start to go to work on a new imagination of themselves, a new self-image. And because they're away for a couple of days and they're immersed in this energy and this training, the information that's coming, the passion that's coming, the inspiration that's coming, it makes a difference in our core, man. It makes a difference. It gets past the conscious mind. It goes to the subconscious, and it starts to, there's a term that, you know, you hear, it struck a nerve. My belief, and then I can be done, but my belief is this. Somebody had your keyboard when you were a child, and they were programming files. and could be parents, could be other siblings, could be all kinds of people. And there are files in our minds that cause us to act the way we do every day. And when somebody says something, like, here's a great example. Mary, for a long, long time in her life, used to see herself as fat. Now, she is not fat. She's about the size of this pen right here, all right? So she is not fat. But when she was 6 or 7, a family member said she was fat. And that went into her subconscious mind. And every time she sees a picture of herself, oh, I'm fat, oh, I'm this. Somebody compares her or mistakes her for somebody she's not, somebody who's maybe a little bigger than her. All of a sudden, that comment matches up. It conceives with this subconscious thought of I'm fat. And when it conceives, now all of a sudden she starts spinning out of control on, oh my gosh, I need to diet, I need to do this, oh my gosh. It's not true, but it's in her subconscious, and it struck a nerve. And what happens, there are dreams that people have inside. There are self-limiting beliefs, but there are dreams. There are things that people who they want to be something. They aspire to more. And when somebody starts to speak life into them, it strikes a nerve there too. And all of a sudden they go, whoa, what if I did succeed? Man, what would that life be like? And that's what happens when people get outside of their normal daily routine and get around a bunch of champions that are all inspired to live life at a higher level, and it causes us to go, wow, what if I could? And that is one of the biggest reasons to get to the weekend events, Dennis. And so I'm just saying, man,
we're excited.
Life will never be the same if you go.
Right. Yeah.
I bet. Yes, that's fantastic. Mary, here's a question for you, to end off the call. I remember just I think a few months back, you were on stage training at one of our company's events as a trainer. How did that feel? Maybe you can share with the people listening in, because it's not just about you attending the event, because we were all attendees at boot camps before, but when that changed from you being an attendee to someone's training on stage, I think that was a major transformation for you personally. Maybe you can share that experience with everyone, because it's also a dream of many of our reps to become international trainers for the company.
Oh, thank you, Dennis. About a few years ago, I was at a ladies' night, like a Friday night event. And I kept looking, and I'm going, I said, gosh, it would be so nice to be on stage. And then I changed that. And I said, I'm going to be on stage. So instead of wishing for it, I actually said, okay, I'm going to go to work, because I got to work on myself. I have to work on myself to deserve to be on stage. So I think a lot of people look at people on stage thinking, oh, yeah, of course, because they're IMD, they can be on stage. That is not true, because we have to work on ourselves first. We got to be the IMD first before we're the IMD, right? And so I just really, really, truly, I worked on myself, and I said, I deserve to be on that stage. And I said it to myself, I deserve to be on that stage. So when I was able to be on that stage, it is a feeling of honor. It is not boasting, but it's like, okay, when you put your mind to it, you can be that person and you can be on stage. But more importantly, I want to show other ladies that we need to get out of our shell. Because there's so many stories that need to be told. And if you're if you're just so fearful all the time and you don't think you deserve it or you're worth it, you don't get to be on that stage. So for me, it was a great feeling, but it's more of fulfillment, that I've always dreamed about, but I never thought I had that in me. So because of the training, I was not afraid. I was like, okay, it can happen to me. Why not me? Why everybody else and not me? And so really that's what I felt, that satisfaction of saying, I believe in me and I did it. And I think that a lot of women need that. They have to believe in themselves and move forward. That's all I can say. It was just a very exciting time. Thanks for asking me that question. It's very exciting. And I think that a lot of people they're not on stage because they don't believe they're worth it. And I change that. I tell people you're worth it, and you just got to work on yourself to be there.
That you belong.
Yep. You belong there. You belong on that big stage. All of us.
The deal.
Awesome, guys. Right. So just to conclude the call, can you just share with everybody, how has life changed so far, and because of Worldventures, because we went through some tough times last year until now. So do you feel it? Do you feel that the company is has a bright future ahead of us?
Wow, I could go on this for an hour, but I'll do it in just a minute.
No worries, man. We're all ears. We're all ears.
We walk through it just like everybody else, and just keeping it really, really real. When we were early on in that what we lovingly call here the purge. You said it before. I'm a pastor, so I was praying. I was asking God, and God said it's all going to work out. It will all work out. I didn't know how or when. I didn't know, but I knew I got my answer. So my Bible says faith without works is dead. So if I believe something, I'm going to go act as if I believe it. And so I just kept moving forward, knowing that it was going to work. And I had directors and MDs on my team literally tell me, hey, the only reason I'm here, they stopped believing, but they knew I didn't stop believing. And because I didn't stop believing, they were still around. Now, they weren't building and things like that, just like a lot of other people, but they were around because of my belief. And so we just kept building and kept building and kept building, and candidly started our second team along the way, just like, okay, let's go get that to IMD. And we just kept doing what it took. Now, it took months to get the ship righted, but we just kept leading by example. We never wavered, never wavered in our belief. And we were going to do everything we could to help. Today, I mean, literally for the last 6 months, we popped 15 directors, 4 marketing directors, an RMD and an NMD. And our team is just exploding. And the reason, Dennis, this is the great part of it. Through the downturn, our leadership credibility skyrocketed because we did what we said we were going to do and didn't waver. And now the people saw that, our team saw that, and they just they bought into it all over again. So we are incredibly excited. I mean, really excited because we got more people getting recognized at Bootcamp again. I mean, it's ripping where we are. And it was because of the downturn. It's mountaintops inspire leaders, valleys mature them. And if you want to be a great leader, you've got to go through some valleys, man. So we're excited.
Wow. I mean, that last point was truly golden, guys. I mean, seriously, I totally agree. Valleys really test the real leadership.
Exactly right. That's where it gets proven out, man.
Yeah, I was in a dark place, man.
Right? Yes. And you come face to face with your belief. Do I really believe this? Yes. And if so, how do I move forward? And there's a lot of people that don't have the conviction of their integrity, and it shows up in tough times. Right. So anyway, I'm thrilled that you're still with us, man. And really, truly. So
it's all thanks to remember we did this last year in the same call. So that was during that period, right? And I just want to thank the both of you for giving that positive energy, because the reason why I'm here and a lot of us are still here was mainly because of those calls that we did last year.
Wow.
Great. So I have so much feedback, so much positive feedback from everyone who saw those calls. And I think now it's like a kind of an anniversary Zoom call. Right, call everyone back, right, to the boot camp. It's the beginning of spring again, and a new season is coming, a season of more fun, freedom, and fulfillment. I'm ready.
Amen. Yep.
Awesome. Hallelujah to that. All right. So thank you very much, Terry and Mary. Everyone, please send them all your love, hugs, kisses, flowers on the Facebook comments. Shout out to both of them. And would love to see you again soon at the RMD trip coming up.
Oh, come on now.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Mexico. We're glad that's back. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Love you,
So
Dennis.
Thanks,
Thanks for the
have a
call.
great evening. What time is it there right now?
Just 9:30.
Oh yeah,
It's
still
easy.
early.
Okay.
We still got more
All
stuff.
right. So thank you very much for taking time. So everyone, say your goodbyes, and hope to see Mary and Terry at the next bootcamp event in your region. Thank you
Yes.
very much. Okay.